Bonjour. Bonjour, my good people. I'm going to start this show off the right way because PSG just won the Champions League and Victor Wembanyama's going to the championship in the the NBA Finals. Bruh, it's a France thing right now, man. What up, box office?
Well. It's just the guy that actually was the only guy to pick the Spurs and the Knicks to win in the conference finals.
Here we go. You flip
Wemby,
flopped.
Wemby. Now, this Frenchman X believes in you. I believed in you a month ago, and Wemby's in the NBA finals, so I believe that, and I'm here to brag about it.
And I'm actually not mad about it. I'm like, bruh, I was rooting for the Spurs. Because
Me
I
too.
told you, I didn't want OKC. I didn't want to put OKC on our original predictions from the beginning of the year because I'm like, I don't want them fools to go back to back. But I had to be honest with myself. I didn't think they were going to do it. No J Dub and Chet, man. I don't know what the hell. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But shout out to the Spurs and shout out to PSG, man.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll get to that, like you said. But first, we are going to cover the Champions League final. For those that don't know, the Champions League basically is the clubs in soccer Super Bowl. It's where all the teams the top four teams from the Spanish league, the English league, the French league, the German league, the Portuguese league all come together. They play throughout the year, and this final ended up PSG, who won it last year, and now went back to back, and they beat Arsenal, who won the English league this year, and Arsenal had a phenomenal year. So we knew it would be a pretty good final, and it ends up 1-1, going to extra time, going to penalties.
Yep.
And PSG finished it off. They only missed one kick. Nuno Mendes had his blocked. However, Arsenal had two missed. What are your thoughts on the game? What'd you think of the soccer Super Bowl, let's call it? And just everything you thought, because I know you don't watch the full year, but what did you like? I know you always tune in at least for the final. So what do you think?
Right. It was fire, bruh. It was fire. I was excited from beginning to end. I ain't gonna lie. Excuse me. When Arsenal scored early on, I'm like, damn. Because, I was going for PSG, so I'm sitting there like, damn, they a defensive team. They might score. They're going to score. They're just going to try to play defense the rest of the time. And, bro, when Dembele, I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Dembele. Whenever he got, well, not him, but when the guy got kicked down on the penalty to get the penalty kick, I'm sitting there like, why do they gotta go to the screen for that? Why do they gotta go to replay for that? Because he got knocked down, bro. And I was actually about to text you and call you and be like, bro, like they really gotta go to replay for that? Like,
well, the point is they want to make so it's not a foul if you hit the ball first, then you can clear his legs.
Right.
They want to make sure he didn't touch the ball to call it a penalty. Since he missed the ball completely and hit the guy's leg, they would just want to confirm that. So straight penalty, it was the right call.
Okay, I swear I was about to call you and be like, bro, like what are they doing? Because I'm sitting there like,
yeah,
got you. But no, I thought it was a fire game, bro. And I'm not even the biggest soccer guy. Box office just told you I don't watch all of it. But I was really once I watched that game, bro, I was like, hell yeah, the World Cup. I'm super amped for because of this game. But like you said, it came down to penalty kicks, bro. When it got to penalty kicks, I'm like, the first one, I want to say PSG got it, and then Arsenal got theirs. And then the second one, PSG got, and then Arsenal missed the second kick, if I'm correct, right?
If I remember, I think they both went 2 for 2, and then Arsenal missed the first one, wide left. The player his name is Eze.
Yeah,
completely missed it. Then Nuno Mendes for PSG gets his blocked. So Arsenal's right back in it. And then in the end, Gabriel for Arsenal missed it in the end when PSG converted on the rest of theirs.
And I swear, I'm sitting there like that fool gonna miss. He looked nervous. I don't know him. I don't know him like that. I don't know if he was a great player or if he's a good player. But I'm sitting there like he looks like he shook, like he don't even want to take this kick. And I was like, he gonna miss. He gonna. I'm telling my daughter because my daughter is low key somewhat of a soccer fan. She
Right.
don't really watch any other sport, but she likes the World Cup. She'll watch the Champions League final. So she's watching. She's like, you think he's gonna miss that? You think I'm like, yeah, he's gonna miss, I think. And when he
And the
missed,
crazy part is, if you ask me, that has been Arsenal's best player all year long.
wow, see, I didn't know that.
But he is a defender, so he's not a guy that scores. Now, of course, defender scores goals too and everything, but you prefer offensive players kicking it.
Right,
And just because they're more in that situation, like throughout the game, they're going to kick the ball more. So you have a feel for the goal. Just like in basketball, you have a feel the more you shoot,
right,
you know? And he's actually been their best player all year. But look, in penalties, someone has to be the I won't say bad guy, but the unlucky guy.
right,
Like
right.
someone eventually's got to miss. And he had to be the guy to unfortunately lose it for Arsenal.
The only thing that I wish I could, and that's on me. That's not even on the game. Like I need to start watching more so I know these guys.
Right,
Because
right.
when you know them, it's kind of like, okay, you kind of can expect certain things. Like how you just said he was their best player all year. I didn't know nothing about that. I was like, he just looked shook to me. And I'm like, he's about to miss. But
And
that's the
what
one thing I
happens
wish I'd do better on.
and one thing like what happens is because these guys are like because PSG is a French team and Arsenal's an English team, that doesn't mean all those players are French or English, right? There's a
Right,
mix,
right,
right?
right,
And Gabriel, for example, is Brazilian, and PSG, one of their players, Marquinhos, is also Brazilian. So I love that. Like when he missed, instead of Marquinhos celebrating that they just won, he went up to him, gave him a hug, said,
right,
"Sorry, brother." I mean, that's his guy,
right,
you know.
right.
So, and you had that on both sides. You had French players on the Arsenal team. You had English players on the PSG team, and Brazilians and Croatians usually, or whatever. So,
What
yeah,
I
I'm
will
happy.
say too, box office, I was like, bro, as I'm watching the game, bro, like when especially got to penalties. No, I think it was when Dembele scored. Bro, like there was PSG fans crying. Like
Oh
literally like, crying because they were
yeah.
so happy he scored. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I like my teams. I love LSU. But damn, I ain't crying, bro. Like
I think
if
I think it's the adrenaline in the moment. Maybe if you're at the game, maybe it
maybe
catches.
so, man. Cause I'm like, bro, they going hard. Like they
Yeah,
really going hard for these boys, man.
yeah.
Pause.
So I'll give you NFL equivalents of what Arsenal and PSG are.
Okay.
Okay. Arsenal, unfortunately, they're the Buffalo Bills. They're one of those teams that is popular and been there in the final in those situations a dozen times and everything, but just can't jump, like just can't get it done. They just can't
Damn.
finish it. And PSG is the Kansas City Chiefs, where they weren't relevant for the longest time, and recently they're just another level.
Okay.
Now they never won before, and now they won two straight.
Wow.
They always were popular. They always had the money, but they just couldn't finish it either, but they weren't choking them. They just weren't getting there at all.
Right, right,
But
right,
now, Kansas City, they've won three Super Bowls in the
right.
last decade. Meanwhile, have they won three? Yeah, they've won three. And PSG now back to back. But the Arsenal's the Buffalo Bills, man. They just like they're always there and they just can't
So
finish it off.
what made because I know you typically like unless you like a player, what made you root for PSG over Arsenal? Because you're normally like, okay, I'm tired of seeing you win. Let's let somebody else win this game.
That usually is me. Yes, I like parody. But the reason is because I'm a Chelsea fan, which is another English team, and they're rivals with Arsenal. So I did not want.
Oh,
I did not want Arsenal
I
to
saw
win.
you put that. I was like, well, I don't, I didn't really understand. I was like, I saw you take a picture with somebody on Instagram, and I'm like
That's the
Chelsea.
homie. He's an Arsenal fan. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Ah, got you, got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. It's like rooting for the Patriots. I just can't do it. So, or you with the Lakers. I don't even like the Lakers either. Like I just can't do it.
Okay, okay.
But
That's what it is.
yeah, that's what it is. But but yeah, I the game overall I thought was really good. It was two completely different styles going at it. PSG is known offensive team, push the ball, give it a Dembele on one wing, Kvaratskhelia on the other wing, and attack, attack, attack. Arsenal's known for defense. They
Right,
just want to play defense. And when they scored in the 5th minute, it was like Arsenal's dream scenario. Now we could just defend. And I honestly, if you ask me, I had PSG winning 2-1 originally. But when
right,
I saw Arsenal score 1-0, I said, now they're going to go all what they call it in soccer, parking the bus, when you just literally play defense.
right.
And I knew there was everyone in the world that's watched Arsenal this year, you knew they were going to park the bus. And if you want my opinion after watching the game, had PSG not gotten the penalty,
Right.
I think Arsenal would last 90 minutes and finish 1-0. Because when you look at it, they were defending their asses off. Like
They were, bro. They were.
PSG didn't have like a clear opportunity.
I agree. I agree. I was like, dang, bro. Like, come on. I didn't want it to go to penalty kicks. I'm like, bro, Arsenal might win if it goes to penalty kicks. So I'm like,
Yeah.
come
And
on,
then once it
PSG.
became 1-1, I was like, now Arsenal's rooting for penalty kicks.
Right.
Because they're just not an offensive team. Like they're not gonna score another goal like easily. It has to be somewhat fluky. And so interesting game throughout. It was pretty cool to watch. The crazy thing is Luis Enrique, the PSG coach, actually what he did was very ballsy because when overtime started, he took out a lot his best offensive players.
Yeah. I was sitting there like, bro, what is it? Like, because I don't know the guys, but I'm sitting there
Right.
like, why is he taking all the good guys that I've seen out?
He he just believed in his tactic, and in the end, it worked. And
Right.
what I like, and another thing, X, before Mbappe was at Real Madrid, he's at Real Madrid now.
Yeah.
He was at PSG, and they could never get over the hump with Mbappe at PSG. And Luis Enrique, the current PSG coach, actually, there's a video of him on YouTube. He said, we're going to be better without Mbappe. And he's like, he didn't want to listen. Like, he wanted the goals. He wanted the spotlight. He's like,
Right.
I don't want to play that way. Like, I want these players to love our way of playing. But when I bench you, you can't get mad. Like, I want
Right.
you to know that this is better for the team.
Right.
And he's won now 2 straight Champions Leagues, and Mbappe still hasn't. So right now, like Luis Enrique, looks great in that
Right.
situation.
Right.
He's backed up everything he said. So I thought it was a great final. So dramatic, especially with the penalty kicks.
Right.
Even though I was rooting for against Arsenal. I feel for Gabriel because that sucks. I feel bad for Eze, who his penalty wasn't even close. He went wide left.
Right. Right.
I feel bad for those players because that's if they never end up winning the Champions League, that's always gonna bite them. It's
So when
like
you say,
it's like a field goal kicker missing a field goal in the Super Bowl.
okay, so I have a question for you because I'm still learning all this stuff. You said,
Right.
okay, so they have the Euro, not the Euros, the different leagues, and then they get to the Champions League. So
Right.
is the champion from each from each league?
So this is the way it works. It's kind of the best way I could put it to you is kind of like maybe college football, but not really. So basically, you have England who has 20 teams, and you have you have France who has 20 teams. You have Germany who has 20 teams. You have Italy who has 20 teams. And what big one am I missing? It's German, Spain. Oh, and Spain. Okay, they all have 20 teams. and they go 38 games, 19 home, 19 away.
Okay.
Then you play the whole season, and the goal is for you to win the league. So Arsenal won the England league, and PSG won the French league, and you only play
Okay.
against teams in that country, right?
Okay, gotcha. So
And
like
that's
you won the
like,
SEC or you won the Big Ten, and then
except that's like it's like even more prideful to win your league. Like it's a big deal because you went through 38 games to do it.
right.
And you have bragging rights over anybody else in that country.
Got you.
Right. And then the goal is if you don't win it, you end up at least top 4 in that country.
Okay.
And top 4 in that country go to the Champions League.
Okay.
And the other 16 are just like, they don't get rewarded the Champions League. They only play that league. Does that make sense?
Okay. I got you.
And so the top 4 go to the Champions League, and then those, depending on the draw, Arsenal first might get, like, for example, Arsenal was matched up with Bayern Munich, who's the best German team in the group stages.
Right.
And they played, and then the playoff comes out of that, and then in the end you play the final. Now sometimes it could end up that 2 English teams are in the final. Like that's happened many times. I remember Chelsea and Manchester City, 2 English teams played in the final a couple years ago. You've had Real Madrid play Atletico Madrid, 2 Spanish teams.
I remember that. I remember us talking about that.
Just depending on how the draw ends up. But yes, the goal is to win your league and you get a trophy, and that's that's a big deal.
That's like if I put it in college football terms, like if it would be like the top 4 Big Ten teams, the top 4 SEC, the top 4 ACC teams, and the top 4 Big 12 teams.
Right.
Now they go to the.
But you were like still take a lot of pride in winning.
Yeah, you want to win. You want to win. Yeah, you want to win your league.
Yes, you want to win your league. But then the second goal is finish it off with the Champions League.
Right.
So
PSG was the champion of France league, the French league, and then they were
the Champions League.
Right. And they won it the year before, too.
Right. But then you have situations where, let's say you finish 3rd in the Premier League, which is the English league.
Okay.
But you win the Champions League. Like sometimes
it's like winning the championship, but you didn't win your conference in college football.
Right, which could happen. Like we've seen that happen plenty times.
Right.
And we've talked before how you've had 2 SEC teams in the final before.
Right.
So that's how it goes. And so I love the Champions League because you see these teams that don't see each other often, and they.
So how do you keep? Okay, so like as somebody that may be watching soccer or they're trying to get introduced to soccer, you said the Premier League. Do you typically watch more Premier League? I don't know what all these different leagues are called. Like, what's the French league called? What's the other one you said?
So the English league is called the Premier League.
Okay.
The Italian league is called Serie A. The French league is just called Ligue 1. The German league is called Bundesliga. And Spanish league is called La Liga. Okay. And I watch them all depending on, what's the best game that day. Right.
Right.
But the Premier League is the best. Gotcha. The reason is because it simply has the most legendary teams in one league of all time.
Gotcha.
Like the Premier League has out of those 20 teams, 7 are big time, very popular, hella money, hella fan base, while the French only has, let's say, nowadays 2.
Okay.
The German league has a lot of legendary teams, but not as of late. Like Bayern's been running through the German league easily the last decade. So, but the Premier League, that changes every year. It's just it's kind of like how the SEC used to be and how we think the Big Ten is now.
Right.
It's just for example, the Big Ten has had more legendary teams than the Big 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still watch the Big 12, but you're going to watch Big 10 more.
Right.
So So I tell anybody that's trying to get into it,
Go to the Premier League.
watch the Premier League more than anything.
Right. And then
You
go to
know
watch the
what?
Champions League
Right.
after.
Right. Exactly.
So like I know some of these names. I'm just gonna tell me what league they play in. Like I might say the names wrong, so just correct me. Like
Yeah.
Real Madrid, who they play in the Spanish league.
Yes. And if you ask me, Real Madrid is the Boston Celtics, the Lakers of soccer in terms of history. They're the biggest club.
Okay. And like Atletico, how you say it?
Atletico Madrid, they're in Spain. Barcelona's in Spain. They have Valencia, Villarreal. That's the popular ones in Spain. The popular ones in England, like I told you, it's like 7, 8 of them. It's Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham. So like that,
They
I
got a
mean that
lot.
league,
Yeah.
yeah, that's stacked. Then you have the German league where they have Bayern Munich and Dortmund are like the biggest ones.
Okay.
Italy used to be the best league when I was a little kid. They have AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus. I know about them too. Yeah.
Yeah, like those are huge clubs all time. Um, let's see. In terms of the French, there's a club called Martial. That used to be the biggest. Now it's PSG. Like
Got it.
PSG's overtaken them. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, like I tell anybody, if you first start watching it, watch Premier League because it's got the most fire history and clubs and everything. But if you see that Bayern's playing Dortmund that day, you're gonna watch it.
And so the season, okay, like now the season's over, but like when does the season start? When does it typically end? Their season, then it goes to the Champions League.
It's long as hell. It's literally from August to May.
What?
And that's why you take pride in winning your own league because it's such a long season.
God damn.
It's
Okay.
literally August. And this year, with the World Cup going on, these players are only going to have a month off
Right.
because the World
Right.
Cup's going to end in July and the leagues start in August. Like they are going to only have a month. And I've actually watched a lot of interviews. A lot of players are complaining about it. Like it's just so many games. Like we need to figure it out. But as crazy it is, soccer has injuries, obviously, just like any other sport. They don't have as much games and how much running they do. 90 minutes. You don't see as much Achilles and torn
Right.
ACLs like you see in basketball and American football. It's
Yeah.
really interesting to me.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm with it, man. I'm with. And then the Euros is every 2 years.
Yes, and the World Cup. No. It's every 4 years, but that's international. So the way it works is every 2 years, it's either the World Cup or the Euros.
Okay. Okay. So I knew something like that. Okay, I got what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah. So like the last World Cup was 2022. So that means the Euros was 2024, and now the World Cup's 2026. So in 2028, it'll be the
Gotcha.
Euros. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
So
So there's no good American soccer thing to watch. I know there's some soccer teams in America. I don't know what the league's called because I don't watch
MLS,
it.
MLS.
You watch it?
No, it's sad to say, but basically the American League has become a retirement home for those stars in Europe. Like Messi right now plays in Miami.
Right.
It's
I know
become like
that.
a retirement league.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm out of my prime, but here I could still kill it. Oh, and guess what? I'm European, but I get to live in America for a
Miami.
change. Right.
Right.
Him, for example, he's South American, he's Latino. So hey, I get to live in Miami. Let me see America.
And
You know?
they pay him well.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. And what Messi's done for the American League though is crazy though, because now the MLS is getting insane popularity going.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that,
Yeah, it's
man.
definitely because it's getting better. It's just slowly getting better.
So it's kind of like in basketball terms, it's kind of like going play overseas. Like when the older guys get a little older, they go play overseas. They don't no longer play in the NBA.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, cool. I get to live in Spain. Let me check that out.
Right, right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed the game. It was fun to watch. And now let's talk some World Cup.
Let's go.
So now obviously a lot of these players would just participate against each other. We're gonna play together. Uh, you know. Um, so with the World Cup coming, I think it starts June 11th. I
Right.
want to say. Um, what are you most excited about, or is anything about the group stages with the teams, anything that sticks out to you?
I want to see if Cristiano Ronaldo can close the deal. We saw Messi close it last time, and I didn't think Messi was going to win it last time. I didn't think Argentina was going to win the World Cup when we watched it 4 years ago. But now it's almost like that. That who's the GOAT conversation. I know some people think it's over. Some people say it's Messi. But if Ronaldo was to win, I guess I could ask you if Ronaldo and Portugal won it this year, would that trump him over Messi, or do you think it's over?
I think it would definitely trump a lot of people's mindsets. So my thing is, and my preference has always been, I thought Ronaldo was better.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like he could do a little more, right? However, um, they've basically accomplished everything the same, except I think when Messi won the last World Cup, that catapulted him over Ronaldo.
Right. I remember you saying that too.
And I think Messi is the GOAT. Even though I'm
Right.
a more Ronaldo fan, I do think Messi is the GOAT. There's nobody in soccer history that has the resume he has.
Right. Right.
He's done it all, and that's the only thing that was missing. Now, if Ronaldo was to win it, and Portugal history-wise is not Argentina. Like
Right.
Argentina was bigger and always they had Maradona,
Right.
another GOAT. So I think Ronaldo would then jump him, especially for Ronaldo to win the World Cup at 41 years old.
Right.
That would be pretty sick. Now, I will say this is Portugal's best team ever. This is the stars they had yesterday. PSG had 3 crucial Portuguese players.
Wow.
The player of the match yesterday was Vitinha. Vitinha's Portuguese. He plays with Ronaldo for Portugal. This is the best team they've had. They are stacked. However, if you ask me, I actually think they play better without Ronaldo. As crazy as it sounds, is because as much as I like Ronaldo on the pitch, he is selfish and he wants every goal. I mean,
So it's kind of like Mbappe, what you were saying about PSG.
And I feel like as great as those Portuguese players are, they feel obligated and pressure to get him the ball.
Right.
And I actually do think it ruins the chemistry. And I think sometimes those players don't play with as much confidence. So I think actually, weirdly enough, I think Ronaldo is holding them back.
Wow.
Because I mean, I just think that he wants every ball. He wants every shot. He wants everything. And it's just like, I'm like, man, like if he would accept playing at a 90 minutes, playing 60.
Right.
Or maybe coming off the bench, as crazy as it sounds, coming in just for the second half.
Right.
Like just to see, okay, how's the game going without you? Do we actually now need you?
Right. Right.
Soccer's not like basketball where, I can get the ball anytime I want and I'm going to get the free throw line. Like, no, in soccer, you have to feed him the ball. Like, it's hard,
Right.
So weirdly enough, I do think they play better without him. But I do think he would be GOAT to win it at 41 years old and to finish it off that way. I think that would catapult him over Messi because when they were equal and had the same resume, I was Ronaldo. I give it a Messi now because of the World Cup that he won. But if they equal that on there again, I have to make the decision. I would give it a Ronaldo then.
Okay. That's what I'm looking forward to. But obviously, I can honestly say when it comes to soccer, I'm a casual. So that's the two big names I know. Of course, I'm looking forward to France. You know that already. Definitely want to see what France is gonna do. My daughter wants to, she wants me to shout them out, so I'll shout them out. Spain. And Lamar, what's his name? Mean Lamar. How you
Yeah,
say
you got it. You got it.
it? She's a fan of his, so we'll see what happens.
And just to give people a background, Spain ran over everybody in the Euros. I
Oh
mean, they were
wow!
so young. They beat England in the Euro final 2 years ago. They killed everybody, and it was kind of a little surprising because they were so young. Like we knew that about their talent, they're stacked, but we're like, it's kind of like the Spurs. We
Right,
know how good the Spurs are, but are they ready for that
right,
position right now? And Spain throttled everybody in the Euros. I mean, it was like not even close.
right.
And now we'll see if Spain can capitalize on that. But I think on paper, no one's better than the French. On paper,
We.
they are stacked. I mean, it's actually like insane. Like you posted today a story of the French like
Uh,
stars. I mean, Mbappe, Dembele, Cherki, Olise. Oh my god! I mean, like that. Just that attack alone is nasty. Now, can that chemistry work? You
right,
know,
right,
the thing is, like, if the best club team, PSG, played against the best international team, PSG would throttle them simply off of chemistry because you play more for your club.
right,
You play internationally just for the big tournaments that are month long.
right.
So, it's kind of like Olympic USA basketball, right? Like, of course, they're stacked, but is the chemistry the best sometimes? No.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they need to gel a little bit.
Yeah.
So, how quickly and how much is the French attack going to click? So I think on paper, you will do our predictions in a couple weeks. I still need to actually go through the bracket myself if the groups end up how they end up. But on paper, the French are nasty.
Well, I have the question: like, let's say percentage wise, what's the percent that Argentina's going to go back to back?
I think it's low, not because they're not stacked, because actually they're bringing most of those players back. I just think that they're a lot older than this time around. Like I thought they were actually older, in 2022 when they won it. Now they're a lot older, and I would say I don't know 5%.
Wow.
I I'm not betting on Argentina, and if I go through FanDuel, I would guess that they're maybe the sixth, seventh favorite. I just think they're a lot older this time, but they do have the same team coming back practically, maybe a player or two off.
Well, since you said that, give me your five favorites. Obviously, it could change when we make our prediction. But who do you think should be like the Power Five rankings of the teams that actually you think will have the best chance of pulling it off?
Okay, so I'll do it in order. I think France is number one. I just think they're too stacked on paper.
Okay.
They just have to put it now, on the field. Number two, I'd go Spain, because one thing about them, they're not as good as the French on paper, but they're probably better than the French chemistry wise.
Okay.
Okay, and they, by the way, they actually played in the semifinal of the Euros in Spain, beat them 2-1.
Yeah, I remember that game. Don't remind me.
When Yamal had
Yep.
that nasty goal.
Yep. I
Right.
remember it.
So I'll go. I will go. Spain number two. Number three is where it gets tricky for me.
So it's a drop off. You feel like it's those two, and then it's a drop off.
Yes, that's how truly I feel. Number three. It's funny enough, I don't believe in a lot of these teams as much. I would actually go. I'd go England, but
Okay.
I'm like their chemistry is not good. They're
Right.
really good on paper.
Right.
Nasty team, but I just don't think they're great on the field.
Okay.
Number 4, I'll go Portugal. I just told you I think this is their best team ever. I think they're
Okay.
nasty. I just think they're on paper they're nasty, and how well can they play with Ronaldo?
Okay.
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 And number 5, I'm actually going Croatia. So
Wow. I was
Croatia,
actually about to ask you about them. So go ahead.
last 2 World Cups, number 2 and number 3. Like they got a medal in the last 2.
Right.
And now people take Croatia serious. Like it's not like now it's not like it's Croatia. No. Like we're paying attention. So that would be my 5. Then I would probably go Argentina 6 or Brazil 6. The issue with Brazil, I think they're good defensively. I think the issue with them, they don't have a consistent score.
Right. And
They're
then Neymar is
older.
hurt too, right? And he's older.
Neymar's hurt right now. They don't know when he's coming back. He's much older, and he's become very injury prone. I just don't like their attack as much. So I would actually go France, Spain, England, Portugal, Croatia.
All right. This is just for my people that's on here that want to hear this. Where do you put America, man? And be honest. We got to be honest with ourselves. Where
Well,
would
I
the
mean,
U.S. rank?
I live in America. I'm going to root for America. I think America actually is going to win their group.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
they got in a favorable group. All these games that they play are in the USA. And I think the team is going to play well. I think out of the 48 teams that made the World Cup, I think America would be 12th, 13th.
Wow. Okay. So they if they did it, it would be an upset, but they're
It's
not
not
terrible.
impossible. Right,
Yeah.
right. They're not terrible by any means. Their chemistry could be a little better at times, but I do think that America's 12th or 13th. They're not scrubs. But here's the thing. When they play Turkey, for example, I think USA beats them. But can USA start to beat the Croatians, the Argentinas, the Brazils, and those teams? Like they that's the games they need to win. They never win those games.
Right.
They beat who they're supposed to beat.
Okay. But they don't pull no upset. We need an Indiana type run,
Right,
USA.
right, exactly,
Well, there
exactly.
you have it, y'all. Hey, y'all heard it from him because I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. I'm still learning, but go France, go United States. Based on what you told me, I'm feeling good. Then I got the
Yes.
number 1 seed and the 12 seed, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so we'll get to more World Cup within the next couple weeks. We'll make our predictions. I'm beyond excited because the finals will probably be game 5, 6 by then, and so all we'll have is the World Cup to watch June and July.
Okay, well, real quick, one more thing. Who would be a dark horse to win the whole thing? That really you don't think they can win it at all? And don't say the United States. Say somebody that that you don't even think they're really gonna win it, but it's just like, man, they might get hot and they can do some things. They got a player or two that could take over some matches.
I mean, this team is not going to win the World Cup. Okay, they're not, and they're kind of like USA level.
Okay.
Okay, Norway,
Okay.
and that Norway is not known for soccer at all. However, they have Erling Haaland, who is from Manchester City, their striker, and he's just a scoring machine. Like he finds a way to score goals no matter what.
All right.
Okay, no matter what, he will score goals and he will put the ball back of the net. So they won't win the World Cup, but could they pull off a big upset? I think so. Like
Okay.
they're scary. They have an attack that is very interesting.
So like a team like the Brazils, the
Right.
Germanys, they better watch out. They better think that Norway is gonna be just a pushover.
Correct. And like Norway is, let me see who they got in their group. And the crazy part is I think they got the toughest group. The toughest group is France, Norway, Senegal, and the top two advance for sure. So I think Norway will finish second in that group behind France, and they'll advance. And then it's
Okay.
just who do they get in the knockout stages? I They could beat Brazil to me.
Wow.
Like it would take their best game,
Right.
but they can do it.
Okay.
I truly believe in Norway, not to win it all, but I do think that they're a dark horse.
Okay. Croatia. That's who you rocking with. We know. We know.
Of course. And by the way, I'm going to Croatia, Ghana in Philadelphia.
Oh wow! Didn't even invite his boy. Didn't even invite me, man. Oh, come on. I know Antonio going too, huh?
Oh, the whole fam going,
I
bro.
already know, man.
So
Y'all,
we got lucky that Croatia plays somewhat close to Richmond. They play in Philly, which is a 4-hour drive for us. So Lincoln Financial Fields, we're coming.
y'all cool, man. Y'all cool. Y'all left y'all boy out, man. I could have worn my Croatian jersey. You got me.
Maybe if we beat France in 2018, I'd call you now.
It's all good.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to more World Cup next couple weeks, but I'm telling y'all, anybody that loves sports, you won't have anything else to watch anyways. So tune
Right.
in.
Right. Well, we had the part that everybody was probably tuning in for. Box office, you know what time it is. You picked these two teams when the conference finals started to get here. Let's go.
All right. Well, the Spurs take care of OKC in Oklahoma City on the road, game 7. What what did you take from the game last night?
The OKC needs J Dub. They need a second guy. They do. And look, I was rooting for San Antonio, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all and sit here and say, I didn't want San Antonio to win. I did want them to win, but I did think OKC would win because OKC has been so dominant these last 2 years. So dominant. But last night showed that, as good as they are, as deep as they are, their second best player is J Dub. And Chet, some people like myself who was hyping Chet coming into the league, thought maybe he could fill that second role. 4 points is not gonna cut it, Chet. I was on the live yesterday with C saying, bruh, Chet ain't as bad as y'all saying. He just having a bad night. But Chet hasn't played good in this series. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I think last night Oklahoma City Thunder needed J Dub to be out there, a healthy J Dub, not the J Dub we saw in Game 6 for 10 minutes. I'm talking about a healthy J Dub because I'm not saying they would have beat the Spurs, but it would have definitely given them a better chance because they need that second puncher out there. Wallace definitely balled out too, but he shouldn't be the second guy. Jared McCain shouldn't be the second guy. And I love Jared McCain. According to box office thinks I'm his biggest fan. I just said when he was coming out, him and Stephon Castle was the two best players in that draft. That's all I've ever said. He did go to Duke. Of course, I'm always gonna root for Duke players, but they need J Dub, and that's what it all came down to. That's what hurt him that last night. I'm not giving them excuses because I like him. I'm just being real with y'all. OKC needed J Dub. They didn't have him last night. The Spurs, I will give them all the credit in the world. They're young. I actually picked Minnesota to beat them. I was wrong. The Spurs are for real, man. And all the Knicks fans, I know y'all on social media talking crazy. Gotham City, Spider-Man, Batman. This is Gotham City. Jalen Brunson this, Cat this, OG this, Mikael Bridges. I get it. And I don't even blame mad at y'all. Y'all should be happy. Y'all should be. Because I know when the Saints got to the Super Bowl, I was like super buck. But be careful what you ask for. You've been asking for Wimby, and now the aliens coming to Gotham City. But here's the kicker to that. You got to go to San Antonio first. San Antonio got home court in this series. So it's going to be interesting. But ultimately, to answer your question, I think OKC just really missed that second guy in their lineup. You can't, we talked about Boston. Boston is not going to win a championship without Jason Tatum. They need Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. Everybody needs that second guy. Chet showed that he wasn't the second guy. He has to be the third option. And that's what hurt OKC, in my opinion.
Yeah, you took away the exact thing I took away. It was Chet Holmgren. He let SGA down. And the fact that OKC was in it to the last minute with without Williams and Chet playing like crap, that they still could have won that game easily. I mean, San Antonio was leading most of the time, most of the night, 7-8 points, sometimes
Right.
10. OKC sometimes would come back, tie it, take the lead, but then San Antonio gets on another run. So San Antonio to me was clearly the better team. I kind of felt for SGA last night just because he balled out and he did not get enough help. But all in all, I'm happy, man. I was rooting for San Antonio. I'm so annoyed with OKC, bro. Those free throws, that flopping, it's gotten so annoying to watch. It's a tough watch at times. Meanwhile, I love watching Wemby. Like, it's so fascinating watching him. Like, I'm so eager to see what he does next.
Right.
He had that one damn dunk in like the third quarter, bro. Yep. Outside the paint, he just gets through three guys and just dunks it. I'm like, I've never seen that in my life. Like, I'm like, this is unbelievable. It's a video game.
Right.
Insane. Someone asked me when he was coming out, not one of y'all, one of my friends said, what is Wemby? What do you think about Wemby in the NBA? I said, if healthy, because that's the thing with the big men.
Right.
I said, he'll be what Rudy Gobert is on defense, he'll be on offense. And obviously he's won Defensive Player of the Year, but I did not think this is another level. Like, he's way better than I thought, just because he just moves better than I expected.
Right. And it's scary because if he gets better, he's gonna get better. If he stays healthy, bro.
I'm gonna say something right now that I think we will remember forever. My thing is this: if healthy, okay, that's always the asterisk.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anybody is going to dethrone Michael Jordan as the GOAT, it could be Wemby. And I cannot believe I'm saying that, because what do I always say on the show? Slow down on the GOAT shit. Let's not go there. Let's take our time. But this is different.
You never see nobody like him. That's what makes it so different.
If he wins 6 titles, like, you can, and let's say wins at least 4 MVPs,
right?
You can make the argument that this is maybe the new GOAT. And I cannot believe I'm even like saying that, because I didn't think that was even possible. But this is just, I mean, do people realize this is their first playoff run?
Yep.
Wemby, Castle, Harper for the next decade. And all you got to do is hit on the guys beside them. The Vassels, the Champagnes, the Cornets, the Keldon Johnsons. Like, this is unbelievable to me. And one other thing I really love about Wemby is I love that he cares.
Oh man, that's what separates him. You just said what you said, but I actually said on the live with C and Hunter yesterday. I said, dude, we may be looking at the guy that they're gonna, because it goes by generations, right? I might have said it last week on the show. I'm lying. I might have said it last week on the show. Like, the Jordan heads are always saying Jordan's the GOAT, but if you go back even further than that, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a lot of people said he was the GOAT, and there's still some people that believe that. And then now you got LeBron and Mike, so the older heads are saying Mike, the younger people are saying LeBron, and then now you transition to Wemby. They're not even going to be able to fathom somebody saying, like my son, he's going to look at you and be like, dog, there's no way somebody's better than Wemby. He's 7'5". Like, how are you going to tell me that you saw somebody that was better than Wemby? Like, there's no way if Wemby, like you said, me and you agree, if he goes on to become a dynasty in San Antonio and wins a whole bunch of championships, my son and those kids that are in elementary school right now, middle school, they're gonna be sitting there and saying Wemby's the GOAT, bro.
I totally see it. Obviously, we're saying if healthy, if
Right.
and if he continues progressing, but I mean, it's just it's not fair. Like it's just that you sit there and we're talking about how he's making these dunks and everything. I think he's even bigger on defense.
Bro,
Like,
that's what's really gonna separate him. Because when you think about NBA history, I know Mike has his all defensive teams, but dog, Wemby may go down as the greatest defensive player ever.
he's gonna
Ever.
he's gonna win defense player of the year every year.
And then now you look at him, dog, he's sitting there pulling threes from almost half court. And it's like, bruh, and pointing to the bench. And like you said, it's the mentality, bruh. The dude was like, bruh, it's like, I gotta win. Like, it ain't it bothers me not to win.
Yeah, and where I really gained respect more than any moment this year was, believe it or not, the All-Star game. While Jokic and Doncic are fiddling around and laughing and alley-oop and messing around, Wemby's pissed. I mean, he's trying to win an exhibition game.
Yep.
He was getting heated. And I loved it. I was like, bro, this is amazing. And
You
then
see,
he's crying now.
you've been blamed, and I'm not saying that he don't deserve no blame, because I do agree with you on some of your stances. Adam Silver. But Adam Silver is actually lucky that Wemby came around, because now Wemby's changing the mindset of the NBA. Like, if you're not a dog like that, you're going to get dog walked by the Spurs. So you better figure it out.
And I think one other thing, I'll let me know how you feel about this. I feel like even though Jokic and Giannis had a couple years, they're now SGA, where you can make the case that they were the best players in the league, right? I think one of the things that was hard to like commercialize them and stuff like that is because they were foreigners and maybe the American public couldn't like wrap their hands around. This guy's French, and I feel like everybody's into it and everybody loves it. And
because
I feel
he's 7'5".
Right. He's something we just never seen before.
Right.
And I think and he's literally now from this day forward the face of the NBA.
I agree. We tried to talk about the face of the NBA being Luka and whoever.
Right.
Yeah, no. It's Wemby's league. Now he beat OKC. He's definitely the face of the league. It's the aliens league now.
Yeah. I love how much he cares. And I just love guys that are millionaires and aren't just about the money. And he's crying. I mean,
right.
I love it. I literally salute him. I'm a fan of him. I became a fan of him during the All-Star weekend because I just saw how much he cared. Because he's French and I live in America. I wasn't reading about Wemby when he was growing up and stuff. I didn't know his personality. So
I shared that thing. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. But when he lost to Chet, bruh, he was on the sideline trying to rip his jersey off. He's pissed.
But I love it. I mean, other players care too, and they'll show different ways of caring. But this is another level. I love it. If they just now go on this run for the next decade and win at least 5 rings in the next decade, which is very possible because they might have one in 2 weeks. That's
gonna be insane.
And I just and you know me, I don't care about regular season results in the NBA at least, but they beat them 4 out of 5 times in a regular season, and that meant something to me. I'm like 4 out of 5 times, and so that's why I picked them going into this series. I said, "Dog, like 4 out of 5 means something to me." And of course, OKC's gonna play better, in the playoffs. They're gonna, pick it up. But And then I saw Williams was out. I was like, Spurs are winning this game, and they did.
No, and they won it on OKC's court and winning back-to-back games to win the series. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, down 3-2 to win it.
Yeah, that's special.
All right, well, let's get to the NBA Finals then. We got the Spurs, the Knicks, 1999 rematch, which was Tim Duncan's first ring.
Yep.
With San Antonio. Who should be the favorite in your eyes?
Man, hey, I'm gonna say this. I do think the Spurs should be the favorite, just because of how good OKC was and how I thought OKC was gonna win it. But J-Dub being hurt, I like the fact that you went with them. But I will say, I think it's really close. The Knicks have been so good in this postseason, bro. Like people are not. I'm not a Knicks fan, but they've been so good. Now, what your case may be is, bro, they beat up on teams in the East. I get it, but they did it. And we picked them to lose to the Sixers, and them fools smoked the Sixers. Like it was like that was a light pack. So I do think the Spurs should be the favorite, but I would say like a 55-45. Like it should be like really close on who should be the favorite. It shouldn't be like an overwhelming favorite. If somebody picks the Knicks to win this series, I have no issue with it.
Yeah, I agree. The Spurs should be the favorites. I know, I just talked about the regular season. I think the Knicks beat them in the NBA Cup or whatever.
Yep, 2-1.
But the Spurs were better throughout the season, which is why they have the home court. And also you have to just see the current form. I know the Knicks are hot, and they're shooting lights out. Ever since the Hawks series, they've just been going bananas. But Wemby is just a problem. Defensively, I just, in order to beat them at this point, Wemby just has to be really bad offensively, consistent games, because that's how OKC was beating them, was the nights Wemby wasn't showing up offensively.
Right.
And I think that because he's always going to show up defensively, he's always going to bother the crap out of people on defense. But offensively, as long as Wemby does what we expect them to do and what he averages, they should win. They should win. With that being said, what do you think is the key to this series?
Cat can't sell, bro. He can't do what Chet did. He has to. I think this in the series, I looked it up before, but I don't have it in front of me right now. I should have wrote it down. I think during this season when they played against each other, I think Cat was like 16-10. It was something around there in those 3 games. 16-10 is good. But I definitely think Cat has to be aggressive and attack Wemby. Hopefully get Wemby in some foul trouble defensively. But I do like the fact that Cat can space the floor too. He can bring Wemby out, and where Brunson can do some work on the inside, because Brunson is a playmaker. He can shoot it. He can get to the inside, score. So I think Cat becomes the biggest X factor. I know some people think he's a superstar. Me, I think he has to play a role in this series. He has to try to, I can't say neutralize Wemby, but he definitely has to get Wemby in some foul trouble, and definitely have to get Wemby to open up the floor for Jalen Brunson and those guys to make some plays happen. So I'm going to say Cat.
I do think Cat is a huge X factor. I'm just going to go in a different direction. I think the key is how well Brunson actually shoots. And what I mean by that is Brunson loves to get inside in those layups. He won't be able to do that this series. He's way too small to be driving on Wemby at certain points. So how well is he actually going to shoot? How well is a 3-point line gonna serve the Knicks and Brunson specifically? I just think Brunson's gonna have to ball out shooting. He's gonna have to hit 5 threes a game. I really, because his game's not gonna work going inside, and so I think that will be huge if you ask me.
Okay.
Who do you give the coaching advantage to?
Damn, man. Damn. And I know people might say, my boy, Miss Johnson from San Antonio should get the nod because he's definitely coached them up. And I think Pops played a part. But, bro, I like Tom Thibodeau. I think Tom Thibodeau is a really good coach. And me and C was actually talking about it.
Mike Brown.
No, no,
Mike
no, no, no.
Brown.
That's what I'm about to get to. They
Oh,
let Tom Thibodeau go and they brought Mike Brown in. And Mike Brown, I told C, I said, sometimes you have to go through tough times to get to where you're trying to go. Mike Brown was blamed. It was on him. It was on him in Cleveland. It was on him on Sacramento. The Kings did all these moves and then they couldn't get over the hump. I just think that, bro, I'm gonna give it to Miss Johnson, but I really think it's more of Wemby. But the fact that he got the other guys playing with Wemby, I'm gonna say him. But I have no problem if somebody says Mike Brown.
okay. I'm gonna go Mike Brown.
Okay.
People look at Mitch Johnson right now because he was under Pop and learned under Pop. People forget Mike Brown learned under Pop.
Yep, that's a fact.
He won his first title as an assistant coach with those Spurs with Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. So they come from the same tree. And Mike Brown's coached in so many NBA finals when you count him as an assistant as well. Obviously, with the Cavs with LeBron in that 07 run.
Right.
They actually ended up playing the Spurs and Popovich. Mm-hmm. And then he coached with the Warriors all those years when they were winning titles as an assistant. Now takes the Knicks to the finals. I think he knows exactly because they had that long break because they throttled Cleveland. I think he knows exactly how to manage this week going up against or the schedule wise, like how much to rest, how to be ready for Wednesday. So I don't think the Knicks are going to be rusty on Wednesday. I think Mike Brown knows what he's doing. He's older. He's got more experience. I'm going to go Mike Brown. No diss to Mitch Johnson, but I think it's Mike Brown.
I'm not mad. Like I said, I just think that, C was like, man, Mike Brown, I can't believe Mike Brown got him to the finals. I'm like, bro, like, sometimes you have to go through those tough times to get to where you're trying to go. Some people's routes are just different, but Mitch Johnson's having so much success early on, but he does have the alien with him, so it makes it a little bit more easier.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's get to our predictions, unless there's something else you want to get to.
No, I'm good, man. Hey, bro, I've been going back and forth on this one. God.
Tell me who wins, how many games, and why.
Okay, bro. I've been going back and forth after last night's game. I was like, bro, the Spurs actually beat OKC. And that's fire. And that can, catapult them into championship. But there's always a but. I got the Knicks, bro, in 6. And I know that's not popular. Ooh. I know you're like, X, you picked against the Spurs every round. When are you going to learn your lesson? Bruh, I just think that, and this is what's going to be scary. For all my Spurs fans, don't get mad at me. This is actually going to catapult Wemby to another level. When they lose this series, he's going to be so pissed. That, no, it may be scary after this. Y'all may be the biggest dynasty in sports after this. But I do think the Knicks have what it takes. SGA is a dog. Playoff Brunson, I think, can match what SGA does. I do, for what he did for OKC. But I look at the role players for the Knicks. They don't have a J-Dub out. Mikal Bridges is playing. OG Anunoby's playing. Josh Hart is playing. These guys are playing. And I just think that chemistry those guys have, mixed with Cat, being able to stretch the floor a little bit and move Wemby out. And like you said, I give Mike Brown his flowers because that's what I told C. I think the Knicks find a way to get the redemption. And boy, Madison Square Garden and the New York Knicks, bro. Y'all thought they were walling out before. They're about to go crazy. I got the Knicks in 6, bro. I'm not super confident in it. Like I said, I can see the Spurs winning, but it's like if the Spurs win this year, bro, it's like, damn, who gonna beat them? When are they ever gonna lose? If they win this year, who's gonna beat them next year? Who's gonna beat them the year after? I just don't see it. So they may go like on a crazy tear as long as they stay healthy. So I'm just not gonna crown them yet. I'm gonna say the Knicks get him this year. I'm gonna go Knicks in 6, and I think Jalen Brunson is the MVP. And they do win game 1 too.
Well, let me know if you want to put 100 on it because I got the Spurs, baby. I got the Spurs in 6. If you ask me, I don't really care who wins. I think I'm rooting for San Antonio maybe a little tad bit, but I like both teams. I'm
Me too.
okay with the Knicks. I'm okay with the Spurs. I just didn't want OKC to repeat. And I've got San Antonio, man. I just think Wemby's size is going to cause problems, like defensively. When Brunson drives, he's not going to be able to score. I think Cat will have issues scoring when he's not spacing the floor. I do like what you said about New York's depth. I love their depth. They're playing well. They're hot right now. They're very, very confident. But I have to go with the Spurs, bro. And Wemby is just a problem. I think that we're looking at something legendary here. I think they're ready.
It will be if he wins this. I'm like, damn.
First playoff game? And if you and you're saying how would they lose in the future? Injuries is the only way. Like OKC, Jalen Williams plays last night, healthy, fully healthy. Who knows?
That's right. You know, we can't say for sure. I'm just giving OKC an out, but you can't say for sure they would have won that game with J-Dub. You could just say we would have had a better chance. We believe.
So I think the only way you beat the Spurs in the future is if they're hurt or Wemby's just off. Otherwise, I do think, man, I'm going Spurs in 6, Madison Square Garden. And I love that we're going to see the finals in Madison Square Garden, which we haven't seen since 1999. It's so freaking expensive to buy a ticket for that game, especially in New York. As for game 1, I'm still going to go with the Spurs. I could see the Knicks playing and winning game 1. Game 1 is always in the air, but I'm gonna go with Spurs. I'm gonna say that the home team wins every single game except game 6, and that's the game that the Spurs finish off and win the title actually in New York.
See, I'm opposite of you. I think that the home team wins every game except for game 1. I think the Knicks win 1, Spurs win 2, Knicks will win 3 and 4. And then the Knicks will win. The Spurs will win 5, and then the Knicks will win 6.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. And I know you said you're pretty much 50-50. I'm actually kind of very confident.
You feel good about the Spurs.
I do. It's just something unbelievable, bro.
I'll be honest. I've been going back and forth because last time I was like, shit, the Spurs go mop the floor with the Knicks. And then I started
you had
thinking.
winning last night going into the game.
Last I had OKC winning last night.
Okay, so
I just thought OKC at home, they would figure it out. I didn't think Chet would score 4 points. I'm like, bro, 4, bro? Like, you serious? I'm sitting there on the live, like, seeing Hunter's, like, killing Chet. The chat is killing Chet. And I'm like, bro, y'all chill, bro, chill. Chet's good, bro. He gonna shake back. And that boy ain't never shake back. So, yeah, I think this is a goodie. This is a fire finals, though. I will say that.
I'm happy with these finals. And I love parity. You know me. And I think this is going to be the 7th straight year we're going to get a new NBA champion, which is very interesting. But yeah, I'm actually I don't mind the Knicks, but I'm confident, bro.
Hey, bro, if you like parity, you can forget about it. If the Spurs win this series,
yep,
parity's out the window, my brother. That's done.
I agree. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So I've got the Spurs in 6. You've got the Knicks in 6. We'll see.
I'll make a graphic for it once I find out seeing other stuff. We'll put it out there on what's it called? TikTok, all social media outlets. Well, I'll even try to do like a little thing where they can vote on it too. I'm gonna try to figure that out.
Well, game 1, Wednesday night in San Antonio. I'm excited, man. And then after that, we got the World Cup. So plenty to be excited about.
Right. My mom, I'm actually going to Missouri. I told her at the box office after this show, I'm going to shoot out on the road. We're going to Missouri. But my mom's actually a big San Antonio Spurs fan. She always been too, bruh. She's actually going to San Antonio next week. So she said, I'm going to try to see if I can get me some tickets to go. So I hope her and my dad can go to it and check it out because she loves the Spurs.
Well, maybe she gets lucky for Game 5 in San
Yeah.
Antonio.
Yep. So we'll see, man. I hope so. Mom, you was right because she called me last night after the game. You was saying OKC was gonna beat them. He said Minnesota was gonna beat them, and they
Man,
walked both
even
of them.
even mom knows more than the sports junkie.
I keep doubting Wimby. And I don't know why. Because last year, if you remember, last year I had the Spurs finish second in the West in the regular season on my predictions, and like they didn't do it. I was like, man, I'm not picking them fools this year. And I was like thinking between them, Houston, and Dallas, and my dumb self took Dallas because I'm thinking AD's gonna come back with a vengeance. That was so stupid.
Well, for me, I thought going into the playoffs when we were making our initial playoff predictions, I said I think San Antonio is a little too young. Give them another year. And then when we got to the OKC San Antonio series, I just saw enough those first 2 rounds
Right.
where I said, I believe in what I'm seeing, and Wemby and crew are ready right now.
This is gonna be insane, bro. I'm not mad at you for picking them because I mean, I think I'm literally picking against them because I think the Knicks, their fans been going too hard. If they lose this series, boy, they gonna cry. They gonna cry, Lord. But shout out to the Spurs fans. I reposted some of y'all stuff too because y'all going crazy too.
It will be fun, man. I'm excited. I also love what the Spurs do at home now. They do those they do a different color in every fan stand. It's actually
Yeah, that's
interesting to
dope. That
watch.
is dope.
That is. Oh, and also my message to Adam Silver: you better get it together these NBA Finals. I cannot believe what you've been doing with the NBA Finals since you've become commissioner. Wednesday night, the first thing I'm going to look at is does it look like it is the NBA Finals, Adam
Right.
Silver? Last year, you were so pathetic. You didn't even change the score bug for the damn games. You didn't put a NBA Finals trophy on the jerseys on the floor. Then game 2, they got so much heat from game 1 from people like me that criticized them for that they had a fake trophy just on the screen on the TV, and that thing would go like out in through the picture. It'd be floating. I'm like, it's only a GIF, if that's how you say that damn word, or GIF. I don't freaking know, but what? Like that. That's some elementary school stuff. Adam Silver, make me and others that are tuning in feel that it's a special moment, which it is. It's the NBA Finals. It's what Wemby and Brunson grew up dreaming to play. Make it feel like the NBA Finals. I remember growing up and watching the NBA Finals. They would do introductions and have that big ass balloon of the NBA Finals trophy. And it made me feel like I'm watching something very important.
Right.
And then on the floor, they had the big ass NBA Finals trophy. And then they on the jerseys they had patches. And the score bug was different than the rest of the season. And that's what I love about the NFL and college football. They make me feel like I'm watching a big game because of the graphics and the entertainment that they've invested in. Adam Silver, get it together, or I will literally tweet at you Wednesday night.
Hey, wait, one more thing before we wrap it up. Man, box office has Wemby win the finals in Madison Square Garden in game 6. Wow. Really, you really don't like the Knicks fans. You really don't like them, box office, to
I
do
really
that to
don't
those
mind
fans.
them. I don't mind them, but Wemby's, bro. It's like maybe you in the 90s, as much as you like Jordan or not, maybe you felt for the Charles Barkleys or the Carmelones because they couldn't get it done. But bro, they ran into Jordan.
Right.
I'm sorry, Knicks fans. You're running into the Eiffel Tower. Like this, I'm sorry. Like you're just running into the wrong guy.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna find out what happens. Knick fans, y'all let us know who's gonna win. We know y'all gonna pick y'all Spurs fans and then all the fans around the world. Y'all let us know who's gonna win these finals. We're gonna get to these shout outs. I'll go first. Shout out to C man. C, you told me he was gonna come on tonight, bro. Just because I was late, now you don't want to show up, man. I don't know what happened with my dog. Hunter, man. I know you probably picking San Antonio to win these finals, UNC. But I'll be the only guy that'll pick the Knicks and I'll end up getting it right. And y'all gonna be so mad when I come back from Missouri talking about, well, I probably won't be able to come back and talk about them winning it. But, we'll talk about it sooner than later. Well, shout out to you, box office. And then I want to give a big shout out to your brother, man. My dog Antonio got that master's degree, man. I'm super proud of you, bro. Let's just keep building, man. Keep building this greatness that we building, man. I'm proud of you though. Salute to him.
Awesome. Well, I'm proud and happy for my brother as well. Yeah, man. Game 1 Wednesday night. I'm excited. Um, C and Hunter, I understand why you're ducking me. You guys didn't want to come on and deal with me and say, yeah, Yvonne, you were right. You were right. You called both conference finals. I
Oh
understand.
God.
It all makes sense to me. Maybe they come back and give me credit next week. I don't know.
Oh
But
God. Here we go. Here we go.
see y'all Wednesday night for game 1, and then we'll see y'all for the show the week after.
All right, man. Y'all, we out. Peace.